Late in May, driven by the full moon and high tides, hundreds of thousands of horseshoe crabs converge on the shores of the Delaware Bay to breed. Millions of migratory shorebirds time their migration to coincide with this primeval festival of nature. Huge flocks descend on the beaches to feast on the energy-dense crab eggs that will fuel their long journey south. Semi-palmated sandpipers among the most frequent visitors to Delaware beaches at this time. Like clockwork toys, they run up and down the beach, chasing the waves and picking the eggs. They are often joined by similar-looking but larger sandernakes. The visiting red knots make one of the longest yearly migrations of all birds, almost 10,000 miles, from their Arctic breeding grounds to the very tip of South America. The red knot population has crashed in recent years due to coastal development. The dunlin is a common shorebird in the northern hemisphere. During the breeding season, its reddish back and black belly distinguish it from other shorebirds. The least sandpiper is the smallest shorebird with a characteristically hunched posture. Like other shorebirds, it eats small invertebrates and insects. The slightly larger western sandpiper breeds only in western Alaska, but winters along both coasts of the US and South America. Like many other migratory shorebirds, it feeds and rests at a few key points along the migratory route, making it vulnerable to habitat destruction. The pectoral sandpiper is found on mudflats with short grass. Its name refers to the inflatable air sac on the male's chest, used to attract females. Most sandpipers nest in the far north, but the spotted sandpiper is common in the summer over much of North America. The long-billed curlew uses its incredibly long beak to capture crustaceans living in deep burrows on mudflats. Whimbrels make a non-stop flight of 2,500 miles from Canada to South America. Their name imitates their distinctive call. The marbled godwit breeds on the northern Great Plains. Because it finds its food by touch, it may feed by day or night. The short-billed dowitcher uses a touch-based sewing machine method of foraging across the mudflats. It often moves around by hopping on one leg. Different bill lengths enable different shorebird species to feed in the same coastal habitat without competition. The stilled sandpiper looks like a stretched-out dowitcher and often joins dowitcher flocks. Ruddy turnstones make their living in search of small critters in the surf. Their males have a coloration of the calico cat. Females are less colorful than males. Willets fill eastern beaches with their loud ringing calls that sound like their name. They feed on anything which crawls on the beach or in water. Lesser yellowlegs often runs through shallow water using its wings to flush out prey. Similarly looking and just as widely distributed greater yellowlegs is seen all over North and South America, pulling small invertebrates from the water. The ability to adapt to diverse environments and foods makes yellowlegs and willets the most commonly seen large sandpipers in the eastern US. The Wilson snipe prefers muddy pond edges with thick, low vegetation and therefore is hard to see. Plovers, like piping plovers, are distributed widely throughout the world and are characterized by a relatively short bill. The breeding habitat of piping plovers includes sandy beaches. Their numbers have decreased dramatically because of commercial development and nest disturbance by humans. Wilson's plovers also nest on sandy ocean beaches and have been declining in numbers and range. Their relatively large bill helps them catch and eat larger prey than other plovers on the beach. Killdeer has adapted to life on lawns, athletic fields, and parking lots, where its excited killdeer became a common sound. The semi-palmated plover is the most common plover seen on migration in the East Coast. It is one of the very few shorebirds that can swim short distances. The black-bellied plover is striking in its black and white breeding plumage, which it wears in its Arctic breeding grounds. The American golden plover, just like other shorebirds, makes its nest in shallow depressions lined with bits of grass, leaves, and moss. And just like other plovers and a few sandpipers, they pretend to have a broken wing in order to lure predators away from their nests. The black-necked stilt is a striking black and white shorebird with very long, thin, red legs. It wades in shallow waters to capture aquatic invertebrates and fish. Catching its prey often requires dipping its head underwater. The black-necked stilt is easy to identify in flight by its long red legs trailing behind. Its elegant profile and striking coloration make the American avocet distinct among the North American shorebirds. It feeds in shallow water or on mudflats, often sweeping its submerged bill from side to side, searching for crustaceans and insects. Shorebirds were once subjects of intense hunting for food, feathers, and entertainment that decimated many of their populations. Today, they suffer from habitat destruction, climate change, and human encroachment. This trend puts most of our shorebirds on a path to extinction, unless we work to protect them.